his belief in the power of ritual and etiquette to unite a nation still governs everything: the family.
One must understand Confucius and his legacy.
After centuries of civil war, this was an era of peace and prosperity, of great innovation and scholarship, in which many of the customs and traditions that define China to this day were born. At the heart of court, the grand historian Sima Qian devoted his life to writing the first full history of China, the Shiji. The events, rulers, and families who had made the most important contribution to the Chinese Empire, including the first full biography of Confucius.
孔子不疑，传师于世，学者宗旨。
And it documents the struggles he endured to get his ideas heard.
颜回入见，孔子曰：“回师云：‘非驷非虎，率彼旷野，吾道非邪？吾何为于此？’ To pass on something very important about being human, about being a moral person. And of course, Confucius had no idea that whatever he said would eventually end up being so important.
孔子生鲁，长平乡周邑，生而手上于鼎。
这非常生动啊，非常啊，这个情景一看，这个你就自己就能进来。
This scene illustrates the visit to Confucius's mother of a mythical creature called a qiling. Made from different animals, the head of a dragon, the scales of a snake, and the body of a deer, in Chinese mythology, the qiling heralded the arrival of a great event. But it also tells us something significant about Confucius's humanity.
In Chinese tradition, people would think of deer, mainly the body of deer, with other parts of reflect the animal's mild disposition, mild nature. And deer never harm other animals, even never step on other insects. I think this is why Qilin was so significant in this picture, to tell people the idea why Confucius is a very distinguished figure, not very much, one of the ordinary people.
Brought up in severe poverty after his father dies when he is just 3, the Traces of the Sage then tells the story of Confucius's early life. As a member of the Shi class, the young Confucius takes on a series of jobs, including managing the state's herds of oxen and sheep.
Shi, there are many ways of translating that character, Shi. I prefer this idea of the common gentleman.
Attracts over 3,000 students.
It's not schooling in our sense. It's not academic training.
欲修其身者，先正其心。
Over time, Confucius's teachings would form the basis of one of China's most sacred texts, the Analects, compiled by his disciples on fragile bamboo slips.
这些道理，所以学了这些呢，这个就像古人讲的啊，半部《论语》可以治天下。
All in all, there are about 14 states fighting for their existence. A central core of around 8 smaller states, surrounded by a group of larger and more powerful neighbors.
Confucius's state is one of the small states. It's the state of Lu. and it borders the great state of Qi, and there's no question that the rulers of Qi were intent on swallowing up Lu.
Desperate to find a solution to the violence of his age, Confucius looked back to the past.
Confucius pointed out how very important those customs and practices are as the glue of society, of keeping us together.
Kings in modern-day Luoyang.
为什么要到洛阳去呢？因为洛阳是当时的周朝的首都，因为国家的礼仪的那些规定啊，还有那些文。
But for Confucius, they also held a clear message. For the same skills that were used to create weapons of war in his own age could once again be used to create objects of harmony and peace.
What happened in this period was the beginning of the aestheticization of the human culture, lifting the human being out of our animality and making us into something that is elegant and enchanted. Confucius, at the beginning of a very troubled period, tried to reestablish this belief that had faltered as China became increasingly involved.
Unity and caring within the participants of that ritual. So you have rituals like group eating. You know, if you're sitting among the family, the elder person usually eats first. So when you have drinking rituals, including the family and the teacher, a student is supposed to drink like this without facing the teacher. They're hierarchical rituals. So again, the ultimate purpose is to develop a sense of caring among the participants that would not otherwise be the case.
But he preferred to educate by way of ritual practice. It's through ritual practice that people were able to have a sense of self-reform, that they realize their own wrongdoings and really want to correct these wrongdoings.
For the past 2 years, the village elder has introduced Confucian lectures to the village, which begin with a daily broadcast of the Di Zi Gui, a simplified version of the Analects.
俺村里呢，我每天早晨呢，都从7点半的时候给村民就放弟子规，每天早晨放一次。这个咱通过放弟子规来提高村民的思想觉悟，来建设咱的和谐村庄。
But the politics of his age soon conspired against him. The traces of the sage paintings tell the story that, threatened at the rise of Confucius's state under his guidance, the state of Qi hatched a plan that would have profound consequences on his life. Beautiful dances to Lu Dinggong, the Duke of Lu. And the Duke was so entranced, he neglected the court rituals and sacred rites.
A Drinza should try to extend the love and care beyond the family, should care about justice and morality, not about their own self-interest, first and foremost. And it's a lifelong struggle, one that never ends.
也就是后来儒家的政治哲学，爱民，所谓的爱民如子。
What we might say is an inner beauty, virtue, ethics, and the like. And so this is one of the things I think that he realized during this period of exile.
These things should come naturally.
And it's through rituals like these that one learns to become a 君子, a moral person.
About the art of government and also how to get into government.
博之以学，约之以礼，亦可以服判矣服。
To train this new generation, Confucius developed a curriculum based on the ancient teachings of the past. At its heart were the 6 arts, the 6 skills a 君子 had to master in order to cultivate his character. They included li, the rites, and yue, music, both of which brought harmony to society. And Confucius placed these alongside the essential skills of su, calligraphy, su, mathematics, yu, charioteering, and se, archery. Most importantly, it's during this period that Confucius is said to have compiled and edited the most sacred books of Chinese history, the Imperial Academy. These sacred books then became the basis of China's famous imperial examination system. At the Imperial Academy in Beijing, this vast stone library covers 189 stone steles.
Heidi Tong. I'm a 77th generation descendant of Confucius. And my name, Kaidi, in fact, is derived from the Confucian Analects. My grandfather named me. He picked my name. And actually what it means is having princely qualities, the qualities of a prince.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today to speak to you. My name is James Kong, or in Chinese, Kong Chui Xu. Well, I am the 79th generation descendant of Confucius, and my grandfather is the head of the family in mainland China and the most direct line in mainland China.
更重要的是利用他的记忆力，因为小朋友他的记忆力非常好，他不需要理解。年龄的增长，他的理解力逐步的增加，然后他就可以有了理解的内容。 仁爱为核心的，但是这个人是什么意思呢？想到自己就要想到别人，哎，想到别人一定想到自己。
Very best father, becoming the very best grandmother, becoming the very best teacher.
曰：临也，取之，曰：何不出图？
Once the Qiling had gloriously heralded his birth. This time, it was to herald his end.